Welcome to Depraved Colors, where an average day in the city can quickly turn horrifying in the sexiest way possible. You meet Jan and Elaine, two oddballs for sure, and you're not entirely sure what they want from you. Will you be able to stay on their good side, or will you become their next target? Here are your content warnings. Now please enjoy yourselves. Ugh. I don't want to deal with waking up. No! No, you can't make me! It made me. I put my hand back from the alarm clock, which has finally quieted down, barely having enough energy to hold myself up. Then I sat up, but my heavy eyelids still drooped, with muscles on me feeling tired and weak. My brain feels like a rusty gear, running hotly. I was trying to recall what happened last night, but I didn't sleep well, and I can't remember what I dreamt about. Also, I'm really sleepy. But I succeeded in keeping myself from the quilt. After moaning for a while, I decided to move my heavy body, get up, and open the curtains. Is that Mochi? Is that Mochi? It's probably another nondescript plush, but eh. Sunlight poured into the room and shone on me. It feels kinda tepid. I squinted to adapt light from outside of the window. Even though it's summertime, sunshine in the morning won't be very hot. It's fine by me. To light up the room is all I want, and I don't need superfluous warmth. Well, although I didn't sleep well last night, the weather today looks great. However, I have to get busy again. I should just wake up naturally in such cozy weather, and then have my brunch leisurely. Say goodbye to my weekend, look forward to Friday coming up, then sleep with my spirits down. I've been cycling days and nights like this. I held back my mind, put a suit shirt on my shoulder, and go to the bathroom to wash up. I took a pack of desserts as my breakfast and leaned my body on the sofa. I gave the clock a glance, tried to guess if there's any free time I can still waste. I do have some time to break and watch TV. Programs in the morning doesn't have anything interesting, but it's better than nothing. Which channel am I gonna watch? News or fortune telling? News, fortune telling. I feel like fortune telling will be incredibly funny. But then again, news will be even more interesting. This. Approximately between July 3rd and August 11th, a serial killer murdered and dismembered in Colma district at least 12 victims, only 3 of which could be positively identified. 12 victims in almost a month. Even it's the best situation with the lowest count. Sounds dangerous, but I didn't feel much about it. I stared at the screen in a daze. It's not rare. Seems like accidents happen every day in this unpeaceful city. I keep following the news, and sometimes reports like this, it's no surprise to me. I don't know when I lost my sensibility to danger. That's not good. Maybe the only thing that can make me feel lucky is that this block is really far away from my home. It's almost at the other side of the city. There's another thought taunting me that I relaxed too much, so I decided to reflect a little. Maybe I should buy some protective gear that's more effective. In another case, the police are investigating whether it is the work of a serial killer. It is advised to avoid walking home alone at night, and to leave your workplace early for your own safety. Like pepper spray? But if they really are someone that atrocious, will it still work? Following up with the other news, there has been a gang shootout in Fenley district, marking the 3rd incident as of this month, resulting in the unfortunate injury of 4 innocent citizens. Wait, which district? Never mind. Should I buy an alarm or a taser? But I think someone as atrocious as that wouldn't be scared at all of these. The news comes to an end while my thoughts wander. Forget it. The news report always be like this. I sighed with relief, loosening my body from the sofa, staring at the clock in a daze. I really don't want to go to work. It feels like this morning dragged on for too long. Something's not right. I waited 5 seconds and the clock didn't move. A dangerous thought crosses my mind. I picked up my phone to check the time. The clock was broken! Whoops! I'm running down the street in a hurry. Wind blowing on the street messed my hair, but I didn't have the time to fix it. Yeah, excuse me! Damn it! Why does it have to be broken at this time? The only thing good to think is that it's not very crowded in the street today. It's easier for me to make my way. Thanks, serial killer! There's no time to concern about superfluous things. Now I just want to get back to my workplace. There's a meeting this morning and I'm the one in charge. Thinking about my boss and colleagues waiting for me in the meeting room, I broke out in cold sweat. I picked up my pace, hoping that time can pass slowly. I don't want to be late. But when I turned the next corner, a row of fence crossed my way. A notice board hanging in front of me. Road work ahead? Are you kidding me? No wonder why there aren't that many people, but why now? My expression must look terrible right now. I look around and notice an alley between the buildings next to me. If I could go around the building, maybe I could also go around the construction area. I look to the part of the road that didn't get fenced off so that I can confirm the feasibility of this thought. But I look down the alley. The sunlight fell on my shoulder. The air almost stopped flowing, and my body felt like... And my body started feeling sweltering? My brain is heating. The sun is shining on this beautiful morning. It must be too late to go back and take another road. I stepped into the alley while taking a chance. When I walked in, the atmosphere suddenly got cold. The overlapping shadows from two buildings swallow working noise and sunlight from outside. Nah, it's nothing at all. It's daytime. Trying to ignore the unease in my heart, I walked down the alley. All I need to do is simply go around this building. I trot along, but I still could not find the way out after turning around for many times. Though I felt hot, the cold air slowly permeated into my lungs. After passing through several forks, I gradually calmed down. The feeling of sweltering and brain fog faded away, and with it comes an upsurge of apprehension. You mean fear? I gotta get out of here. I quickened my pace, and there was only the sound of my steps and wind blowing, echoing in the alley. It's okay. I was just imagining things. Just one more turn, and I'll be right out of here. I kept moving on, feeling the air flow more and more clearly. Am I close? But when I turned around, it's not the exit that I expected. It was not until then that I came to my senses. I was in too much of a hurry. I want to go back the way I came, but when looking at the deep path and mottled walls behind me that looked the same, do I still remember the way? Maybe there's no difference between going back and forth. That feels embarrassing. Yeah, I gave in, texted my boss to ask if he can help put off today's meeting. They're probably gonna hound on me about this again. But sometimes people have to take responsibility for their rashness and mistakes. Well, so try way out. Why would you give me this choice? I don't know how to get through. I go left, I left. I hope I made the right decision. Where the hell? It's still silent in the alley. But after a while, the alley gradually became more spacious. So there are hidden paths like this inside buildings like these. There's actually mud here. There's also some noise that's coming in from the hallway. I can't really identify where the sounds are coming from. They're just looming in the air. The noise was getting louder, and I was feeling a little uneasy. some weird noises around the corner ahead of me, and some of it sounds sticky? The noise was getting louder, and I was feeling a little uneasy. Some weird noises around the corner ahead of me, and something that sounds sticky. What is it that sounds sticky? Is someone getting pounded back there? Is someone getting their brains blown out at the back? What is that noise? Maybe I should have just turned around and walked away. I mean, I could just keep going. I mean, hell, if someone's getting back shots in this alley, I might as well join in. And how will I even join in? But I've walked so far, I want to know what it is, even if I have to turn back then. I stayed close to the corner and poked my head out to slowly figure out what was on the other side of the street corner. Oh, it's dogs. Some stray animals, gathered in small groups, were gnawing on something. They're eating garbage? This scale, it could be considered a pack of strays. The street is indeed sparsely populated, so it's not unusual to see these animals. It's best not to draw their attention. Hey, look at me, I'm right here! I lightened my steps, scanning my surroundings. Scattered on the ground were bits of trash, and I made sure not to step on them and make noise. I felt my breathing slow as I kept my eyes on the ground, carefully stepping backwards. Oh no! I jerked my head up and immediately saw several pairs of eyes flickering in the shadows. How? I was sure I didn't make any sound! The eyes of the leading one were fixed intently on me, and the others turned around as well. They closed in, step by step, their teeth stained with a crimson red. In an instant, I realized that what was on the ground wasn't garbage, but the torn-up carcass of a wildcat. Wait, why am I running? They were just having a meal. Like hell, you could offer to cook for them if you like. Yeah, okay, I'm running. The wind whistling in my ears, the sound of mud being turned up behind me, and the barking of rabid dogs resonating in every corner of the alley. Somebody help! Yeah, I shouted for help in the alleyways. All I got was their even more frenzied howling, which spurred me to quicken my pace. I definitely can't let them catch up with me. I sprinted, turning at several intersections. They're just dogs! I don't recognize the roads here at all, but it's not up to me to think now. I dashed through the alleyways in a panic, hoping to lose them, but they were relentless in their pursuit. Ah, god damn it! The front is a complete dead end. One of the fastest of them, a rabid dog, opened its mouth with sharp teeth and lunged straight at my calf. In the heat of the moment, I threw my briefcase out and smashed it over the head of the crazy dog. With a wail, it tumbled to the ground and the briefcase flew to the floor. This served as a stark warning to the other mad dogs that were about to lunge forward. They changed their line and surrounded me, forcing me into a dead end behind me, and all I could do was stiffen my body and lean back. Get out of here! I used all my strength to intimidate them, but it had little effect. The lead dog was enormous, and it was staring intently into my eyes. No, more like at my neck. Damn. I am really in trouble now. There was nothing left to fend him off with, and now it was down to bare hands. Time seems to slow down, and my heart beats violently. All my mind just kept constantly repeating, I'm going to be eaten to death in this deserted alley, torn apart by a pack of rabid dogs. Why did I have to walk into this alley? Oh my god, it's so slow. I practically walked right into my own death. I closed my eyes hopelessly. And is this how I die? Is this a part where it says dead end? Being ready to kick or swing my fist at any direction where pain came from. However, nothing happened. Did they all turn into hot men? Well, at least one of them did. Looks like interrupted a feast, huh? Hello? Where did he go? Hello, what are she? They! Hello! How do you feel? What? What is she talking about? Now tell me, how did you feel just now? A chill instantly penetrated the bones. I was forced to take a step back, but my heels hit the wall, and there was no space for me to flinch anymore. Despair? Is that what you wanted to hear? No, I mean the feeling deep down, and the most fundamental kind. What? I am so puzzled. You have no idea just how much charm you possess, Butterfly. Wait a second. Stop overthinking useless things. You should be grateful you ran into me, or your little face would already be torn to shreds. She continued to close in, and my back was pressed against the wall. There was no way to retreat. Thank you. I don't know what's going on right now, but my gut tells me I better not mess with her. I forced out a smile, but my face was too stiff. All I could feel was my teeth baring themselves. You're welcome. Sorry, I gotta go! Of course. Go ahead. She stepped aside to clear the way. I was so dumbfounded by her that I almost forgot how I even got in this situation. The dogs were still around us, but strangely, they hardly moved at all. And I didn't dare walk right through those dogs and leave, and we were frozen in this weird and awkward situation. Aren't you leaving? I turned to look at her, confused by her confusion. I'm so honored that you thought they're more scary than me. Oh, I thought you'd rather march through these little darlings than stand here with me, huh? I exhaled to calm myself down, but my heart was still beating violently, shaking my chest. So I was saved by some weird exhibition. Exhibition? What do you mean? And now we're stuck in this awkwardly delicate situation. Well, look at them. What a bunch of poor little things. Tails tucked, whining and whimpering. How utterly pitiful, right? I stared at the dogs that had been baring their teeth, chasing me just moments ago. Now, all of them had their tails tucked between their legs. Why? What did she do? But if they were scared, why didn't they just run away? What did you do to them? What? Me? You think that I did something to them? I'm so devastated. You know, I was just a kind-hearted passerby trying to save you, and now I'm stuck with you because of them. Her tone was so pompous that it could no longer be described as a lie. What a complete and utter weirdo, though she's hella cute. I'm not gonna make fun of you anymore. Maybe it was because of the look on my face, but she finally toned it down. Do you plan to just grit your teeth and walk right past it? I struggled to curve my lips into a smile, look at her face, pleading with my eyes. Good. So, how do you want to deal with them? I followed her words and glanced at the pack of dogs. A pack of vicious dogs is not much different from a pack of wolves. The efficiency of the local stray animal control agency isn't exactly great. It's not surprising that situations like yours arise. However, if they treat this place as their hunting ground, they should also be prepared to become the hunted. So, what do you want to do? Show them mercy and let them go? Or take this opportunity to eliminate these threats to the city's safety? Just tell me what you think, then I might do it for you. Do it for me? Yeah, it's more than that. If you have any special requests, I can make it happen too. How about that? She winked at me. I did not like this feeling of being led by the nose. The pack of dogs remained frozen in fear, yet they didn't move an inch. So it's up to me to decide their fate. Let them go. Stray Animal Control Agency. Why would I choose this? Why would I ever choose this? I mean, it's a choice, and that's clearly what she wants. Stray Animal Control Agency. I think there must be a proper way to handle them. You're not suggesting to catch them and call the agency to deal with them, are you? What's wrong? Isn't that a good idea? Let the professionals handle the job? Am I right? And you said you can't do anything for me, so do this one thing for me. Oh, sure. Sounds like the most ideal way to handle it. Never mind that you completely ignored everything I just said. It's okay. I like your innocence, so I'm not about to argue with you. Now close your eyes. What are you planning to do? Your precious advice has been duly noted, and now I'll proceed to make my decision. I suspect that she never had any intention of doing what I suggested in the first place. Close them now. You're not allowed to open them before I let you. It was a tone that brooked no refusal. Well then. I closed my eyes. I remained alert, and though my eyes can't see, my ears were still keenly attuned to the sounds around me. In a place like this, with such a weirdo, losing sight of things isn't a wise choice. But the way things are now, I shouldn't have a choice. Some faint rustling sounds emerged not far ahead, along with subtle clinking noises. I tried to suppress the unease in my chest, forcing myself not to let my mind wander to strange places. Every second before getting her permission felt painfully drawn out. Something is getting closer to me. I'm gonna keep my eyes shut. I held back my inner unease and maintained my composure. Whatever you do, don't open your eyes. The thought suddenly surfaced in my mind. It's okay now. In the tens of seconds I've just had, I've thought of all sorts of scenarios in my head. And now I'm mentally prepared. No matter what I see with my eyes open, I have to stay calm. This is fine. There's nothing here. The dogs are gone. Problem solved. Congratulations. Oh dear, I was in such a hurry that I completely forgot to introduce myself. Yellen. She made a pompous bow to me. That's my pleasure to help a beautiful butterfly just like you. Thank you for saving me. I'm Lion. Thanks for saving me. Thanks. Can I leave now? Oh my god. Thank you for saving me. I'm Lion. She nodded with a smile. Seems like she's satisfied with my answer. No matter how, I'm safe right now. I don't want to be rude to someone who just saved me. I thought even though she's really weird. In that case... Where are you grabbing? Hello? Hello? No, I did not give you permission for this. No! Don't I deserve something for my good deeds? Ah! I looked away from her and I felt a little embarrassed. By the way, why are you dressed like that? I mean, I love the fit. Okay, I absolutely love it. Holy hell. Don't try to change the subject. It's time to pay it off, butterfly. Why are you grabbing me by the fastballs? Why? What do you want? Kiss me. Huh? Doesn't a heroic act deserve at least a kiss? Why? With my fastballs! 3, 2... A countdown! You gotta kiss her! I closed my eyes, leaning forward until I touched her. A soft, cool sensation pressed against my lips, while the faint scent of rain and wood lingered around me. It lasted just a few seconds before I leaned back, ending the kiss. I was just joking, but did you really take it seriously, butterfly? My bad, but you were the one who asked for it first, weren't you? And you were grabbing me by the fastballs! What did you think I was gonna do? Even so, I could still feel my face getting a little warm. Even so, I could still feel my face getting a little warm. She looks like she's in a good mood. Well, I understand why you asked a question like that. Would you feel ashamed to be naked in front of an ant, a mosquito, or a beetle? That's the reason why. Maybe there's someone who would feel so, but I'm not someone like that. It's not very correct to compare Huvari with bugs. Wait, Huvari? Okay, butterfly. I am not a bug either! I crossed my arms and joked in a tongue-in-cheek way. Well, it's good to see that you're stubborn too, like a butterfly, nimble and vibrant. If I say so, would that be good for you? I'll take that as a compliment. Sure thing. But I'm still curious. Why people dress up like you? Why someone dressed like you would show up here? The buildings around here are practically abandoned. What kind of company would set up an office in a place like this? It's a long story, but I was on my way to work. Only now I'm lost as hell. You can follow me if you want to leave. Yep. You have to think it over. I did not think it over. I don't want to run into another crisis situation like the one I just had. I nod. Then I pick up my briefcase and follow Elaine's lead. She didn't say another word along the way, and I was inexplicably affected by the silence and kept quiet. The road around me were starting to feel familiar, and we soon got to the exit. I'm back! I'm back on the streets again! Finally! I saw the bright street again. A wave of heat hits me, and I felt the temperature outside once more. The chill of the alley faded from my body. It felt like time had started flowing again, and I was reconnected with the world, no longer just surrounded by crumbling walls and hollow echoes. I let out a deep breath. A sense of security returned, and I relaxed, my tension easing. My heart burst with joy, and I even feel that the summer sun is not as annoying as it should be. Thank you, so I tried to thank her again, but there was nothing left at the mouth of the alley. That fast? Still, after everything that just happened, I'm feeling a bit dazed. Even though accidents happen to others or around me all the time, and I've grown somewhat numb to it. When something this extraordinary actually happens to me, it feels completely different. Where should I go now? I'm gonna head to work. Like, screw that noise, I'm going. No matter how much time I've wasted. There's no way I'll make it to the meeting now, but skipping work entirely is out of the question. Let's hurry. Hopefully we won't run into the boss in a bad mood. I sneaked into my workplace and looked around. All my seats nearby are all empty. Is the meeting still not over yet? It sounds like the discussion in the conference room is getting heated. I should just push the door open and quickly take a seat. Oh no, I can't. On a normal day, I might be able to, but not today. Oh, hi, John Doe. This morning stuff are still reverberating in my mind. I need to calm down first. I am so tired. I collapsed onto the desk, as if all the strength had been drained from my body. I need to get up. I can't let my boss see me like this. That's what I tell myself, but I can't move a finger. Not an inch, not a strand of hair. Not even a pixel. Lion? What? Hello? Hi. My colleague's kind of cute, actually. Hi. No, but when did you get here? I sprang up from my seat, fiddling with the mouse, organizing my things, pretending to be very busy. Calm. The general manager's not here. According to regulations, points deducted. Raise handled, swap your projects. You mean... Wait, you mean Ray's handled the meeting and then asked to swap projects with me? Oh, she's definitely setting me up. But she solved your emergency. Sorry. Yeah, I felt a bit unwilling, but I still took the documents from his hands. What happened? It's a lot. I'll tell you when I'm ready. No, of course. I looked up to Nobin and forced a smile. So, nope, rules are rules. Ah, fine. He glanced at me and then leaned in, close to my ear. Today's afternoon tea is... Oh, that's my favorite! Keep it down. He gestured with his eyes towards the conference room next to us, where a meeting was still in progress. Mine is yours. Get yourself together. I looked at him for a while, and this time, a genuine smile spread across my face. Thanks, Nobin. Well, I'll gladly accept it. Oh, one more thing. What? I forgot. Alright, if you remember it later, just send it to my work email. As always, he speaks so succinctly that it's hard to grasp his meaning, and he tends to zone out and walk away mid-sentence. I remember how overwhelmed I was when I first joined the company, constantly baffled by him, but now I've grown accustomed to his way of speaking. Fortunately, he's meticulous in his work and treats all team members with kindness. Perhaps the main reason I'm still willing to stay in this team is because of my team leader. Well, that reason alone isn't enough to keep me staying. The real reason is probably that my insecurity about a new environment outweighs my dislike for the familiar role. I opened the document that Nobin just handed to me. Oh man, it really is a challenging project. As luck would have it, Race's voice drifts out from the conference room just then. Looking at the documents now, it felt as though she was standing right in front of me, mocking my incompetence. Deadline's still far away. I'll check it later. Don't want to care about these things. Gotta get myself on work soon. As soon as the meeting ended, Race came out and started hurling sarcastic remarks at me, exactly as I imagined in my mind. If, as usual, I might have been furious, but after everything that happened today, I was just way too tired. I couldn't be bothered to engage with her, so I simply turned my head and avoided looking at her. After I ignored her, Race's taunts grew quieter and quieter, until finally, she fell silent. Soon after, I heard the sound of her high heels clicking away from my desk. I relived with unexpected? I did it all wrong. Turned out the best way to deal with her is to ignore her. And it's good. Better than her annoying me day by day. On another note, I've been feeling restless all day today. Nobin already knew how I sent a message to ask for leave, so he must have seen that. But he didn't reply to me. When I saw the boss walk out of the conference room, my heart leapt into my throat. But when he came out, he didn't even glance my way. He was on the phone, looking very hurried and left in a rush. Looks like I've dodged a bullet. For now. Yeah, I better finish my work. As night fell, I stretched on my desk, rubbing my sore lower back from sitting all day. I finally caught up on the work I lost this morning and even managed to prepare the documents for tomorrow in advance. Working through the afternoon and evening made it feel like I was slipping back into the monotony of my usual routine. Everything feels normal to me. It's like everything I just experienced was just a dream. So unrealistic. In the end, I'm still me. I used to fantasize about something happening one day that would completely transform me, making me a new person, entirely different from who I was before. But fantasy is just fantasy. Maybe things will stay the same until... stop thinking. Just go home. I walked through the night, the eerie calls of nocturnal birds hidden in the mast above me. It felt like the sun had just set, and it shouldn't have been too late, yet the streets were completely empty. A shiver ran down my spine. It must have been the office lights, so bright that they messed up my sense of time. I muttered to myself, quickening my pace towards home, not noticing the small groups of figures running in the distance. Bang! Oh, it was a shootout! My body instinctively crouched down, as if I had suddenly been slapped, jolting me awake from my own thoughts. The hell was that? What's that in the distance? Several people were running down the street not far ahead, accompanied by shouts, gunfire, screams. A gang shootout. Damn! Could I really be this unlucky? No time to complain. I really don't want to become just another number in tomorrow's news report. I crouched low, moving from the roadside flower bed to hide behind a car, then ducked into the nearest hidden corner, doing my best to stay out of harm's way. Whew! The danger isn't over yet. They could easily move in this direction. I need to get to a safer spot. If I rush out now and get mistaken for one of their targets, I am so done for. Why here? This was where I was this morning. Fate has a really cruel sense of humor. I've developed a real psychological aversion to this alley. There's no way I'm going deeper into it. But the gunfire outside is still a threat, so I can't go out there. At least not now. There's no other way. I have to hide inside the alley and watch the situation from outside, hoping they won't come closer to me. Butterfly? Ma'am! I turned around abruptly. Ma'am! Why are you in your pajamas? Though it's a familiar figure, I was still stunned. It's you. What a fateful encounter. I was thinking about you just now. Did you come for me? I turned my head to the mouth of the alley. The flashes and gunshots outside were enough to refute her words. What bad luck. I know that. She looked at me with such tender eyes. It's almost as if fate had planned it all along. She reached up and touched my head, then down to my cheek. Her hands weren't soft. They even had a thin layer of calluses, and the cold hardness of her touch made me shudder. She withdrew her hand before I had a chance to do anything about it. So, what now? I know another exit if you're willing to trust me. You want to follow me? Her attitude felt a bit off for me, but it wasn't the same as how suddenly a loud crash exploded outside the alley and my temples throbbed. Holy crap! A few more rounds were fired at the car where I just ducked, and sparks flew in all directions. Let's get out of here! We were walking down an alley, and the road was practically pitch black. I looked up, and not only was there not a single ray of light in the windows on the building, it was even more hollow and dark. Looks like it's really deserted in here. I couldn't help but notice her white dress, standing out vividly in the darkness. I had to admit, when she dressed normally, she was really beautiful. She was hot as hell before! I mean, yeah, she is very pretty right now, but come on! If she'd had the same attitude this morning, wore this outfit, and hadn't said something so odd, I'd have had a better impression of her. Butterfly? Huh? Wait, why did I just instinctively respond to that nickname? There's a garbage bag in front of you. Be careful. Thank you. We walked carefully in the darkness, and along the way she carefully warned me where there were obstacles and uneven surfaces to prevent me from tripping in the darkness. Strange. Really strange. Is she actually this gentle and thoughtful? It's a far cry from her strange behavior and aggressive attitude during the day. Butterfly, do you not remember what I said? What? About the fateful encounter. Even twice. Are you talking about my bad luck today? I gave a wry smile. Tonight, you showed up, right? When you were needed most. We got to a place where there was a light and finally got a good look around. Wasn't this a dead end this morning? I tensed up and looked at her warily. I didn't mean to scare you, my dear. I just have something to say to you before we get out. What are you going to say? Have you ever experienced this before? Meeting such a remarkable being, being moved by them. Huh? I didn't expect things will go on like this. What were the odds that we'd cross paths in such a way? Honestly, you left a deep impression on me. Even though I've seen so much, I was still drawn to you. That's strange, isn't it? I am a woman who believes in destiny. The vitality you've shown made me so. Wow! Ah! Ah! I don't know what you're saying! How vivid. How vibrant. I don't know what that says! I completely broke down and let out a heart-wrenching scream. I could see your throat here. How adorable. It burns! It hurts! I want to move my... I can't! Why? No! I lost all control. Ew! Consternation. Terrified. Struggling. Throbbing. Paralysis. Sometimes also with convulsions. Muddled. Delirium. In the end, everything became pure darkness. At the very last moment, consciousness faded, nerves twitching, leaving only the body running on instinct. Then it all slowly fade away. This is death, a primitive force emanating from the very essence. She wiped away the still glittering hot tears from the corner of your eye. What a beautiful instinct. What radiant vitality. It's a nice greeting gift. What a pity. It was a bit too quick. We could have slowly savored the happy moments. But I can't. You came just at the right time. Death will only be the beginning of it all. No doubt, I'll cherish you. Welcome to my paradise, dear butterfly. Death End. Cherish. Alright, I don't know if any of this matters, so I'm just gonna go with let them go. I'm not entirely sure what I was thinking, even though these stray dogs might very well go on to harm others. But my thought deep down is just telling me to let them go. These city animals. Maybe they were just abandoned by someone. They never had their own choice. Aw, what a compassionate butterfly you are. Sure, I'll do as you wish and praise you for being such a magnanimous, kind-hearted soul. I didn't wish for that! Fine. That doesn't matter what you wish for. But I understand what you mean. It's not their fault to show up here, in some way. Now close your eyes. Got it, and you're just gonna deal with it, and ooh. Okay, saying take a peek will lead us to a different ending, so we're gonna take a look at that. I have to know what's going on. I squinted my eyes, trying to sneak a peek at the surroundings. I can't see. Ma'am? Ma'am? Hello? My body? Okay. What's going on? That's my body. Headless. At her feet. I think I died. It's not time to play your tricks right now. How pitiful. But never mind. Death End. Disappointment. I'm just gonna keep my eyes shut. Hell no, I'm not gonna deal with this today. Thank you for saving me. I'm lying. Kiss her face! I closed my eyes, leaning forward until I touched her cheek. Her skin was as cold as ice, and at the same time, I could smell the faint odor of rain and wood. My body leaned back and ended the kiss. You sly thing. I never thought she'd react like this. Are you unsatisfied? Maybe you can satisfy me by kissing me a little more. Have some mercy on me! Oh God, have mercy on me! But at least the atmosphere was a little bit more relaxed. But I'm still curious. Why would someone dressed like you show up here? Got it, I know. Let her lead the way. Okay, whatever. We've already seen all this. And I believe the choice to go to work is what kills us. Because, like, we never really got any choice after this. So we're just gonna go back home. Just thinking about work makes me feel upset. Oh, come on. I I almost died just now. If I'm still thinking about work at a time like this, I must be out of my goddamn mind. What on God's green earth is worth that much effort? Whatever. All I want to do right now is to rest properly. That said, I still sent a quick message to my boss explaining the situation. I didn't even bother waiting for a reply, just tossing my phone into my bag. I'm weaving in and out of the streets, heading for home. Along the way, I emptied my mind and walked in a daze. And I finally made it back to the apartment. Still as messy as ever. I frowned at the door, cluttered with junk, trash, and who knows what. Not long ago, a new neighbor just moved in next door. He's always bringing in all sorts of people, making a racket, sometimes even late into the night. Last time I passed by his door, it was open and smoke wafted out. Curious, I glanced inside only to lock eyes with him in the room. What kind of person leaves their door wide open and just stares motionlessly at the entrance? I bolted. Thankfully, he didn't react. Ever since then, that guy's been smashing liquor bottles against the wall facing my room whenever he's high. I can't tell if it's on purpose, but I know better than to mess with someone who looks like a gangster. And the landlord doesn't even care. I really don't get it. I'll just find a new place once I've saved up a little more. I called my boss. He sounded really busy and just gave me a quick response and hung up the phone. Seems like I've had some good luck sparing me from the guy scolding. Seems like I got an extra break, but it won't be that easy tomorrow. Drawing the curtains closed, I relaxed my body into the bed and felt the security of being wrapped in the soft covers. Perhaps it was the thrilling experience this morning, but a wave of exhaustion washed over me, and I could hardly move. I just laid back and dazed off. As I lay down, the bed made some squeaky noises. Is the furniture aging? I lay in bed fuming, recalling today's news I saw. A suspicious woman. Is this really relevant to her? I really can't tell. With this kind of thing going on in the city, it's natural for people to be suspicious of everything around them. But at least I'm still alive and truly here. More and more suspicions are coming to my mind. Memories came flooding back, from this morning, to yesterday, to last week, and then to my teenage years and childhood. So many scenes mixed together. Whatever it's happy or painful or comforting or terrible. Finally, all the memories turned into a thick soup. Soup? I have memory soup? Slowly dissolving in my mind. I drifted off to sleep. Hello? Oh, and that's the end of the prologue. Okay, so we're gonna go down a different route, but first things first, I want to see what's going on the fortune-telling channel. Ha! At the moment, I barely get a chance to realize that television suddenly went back to normal. This is shocking. Did it short-circuit? Maybe it's just some trick of a TV program. You know, mystery channels like this always use some strange way to make audiences stay. Probably. I'm staring at the black figure on the screen. You. Me? A person who is unfortunate. With your upcoming fate, you cannot resist or evade. You must keep these in mind. Do not go outside. Do not open your eyes. Do not turn words into lies. Huh? What? What the hell did this program just show? There's too many strange things to question. I've just watched something really weird this early in the morning, and also preached in some way I didn't understand. I can't tell what my mood is like after watching that. That's really no good. This program sucks! Well, never mind. So annoying. I sighed with relief, loosening my body off the sofa, staring at the clock in the days. Got it. Where I can't skip! So the morning went as usual, and now we have a choice to go right. I hope I made the right decision. Hello? It only got narrower and deeper when I walked in. I feel that as if the walls all around are pushing up against me. It's so narrow that I could just raise my hands and touch the walls. I have to keep my steps slower. Some outdoor units of air conditioners are hanging on the wall. They seem to not be running for a long time and blocking the already scarce light. The sound of wind passing through those machines, creaking and groaning, mixed together and echoed above my head. Meow! 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 The sound of a cat blended into the air, resonating in the alley. I can't figure out where it came from. I felt uneasy. Not only about the sound, but there are footsteps beneath it that do not belong to me. There's someone else. I hope it was just the people who live here or just a passerby. They would be better than someone who's got nothing to do except to play with a kitten. That sounds more harmless to me. Meow. Damn it. I'd rather it was a cat than someone meowing like a cat. What kind of person would do that? Me! I wouldn't want to do that. I also don't want to dwell on it. Honestly, I don't even want to meet anyone here. I am regretting this now. How about I go back the way I came? It happened so fast. I was pushed to the ground by a massive force. A deafening crash erupted right behind me, so close that my eardrums throbbed. That hurt! As I fell, I landed on my palms. The impact left my hand aching. My heart felt so heavy, and my body was covered in prickling hairs. What the hell is going on? I turned my head painfully to see what was behind me. But dude! Shocked by the scene I saw, I quickly got back to my feet. Who the hell is this? Do I do something? Blood began to spread from beneath its shadow, forming a lake-like pool. Hey, are you... Seems they are definitely not okay at all. I looked up, and above them, only a broken iron frame hung on the wall, swaying slightly in the wind. Oh no. I took out my phone in a hurry and dialed the emergency number. What should I do now? Come on, come on! But I was too frenzied. Even though it was just a simple number, I still dialed wrong several times. Only then did I realize that my limbs were shaking violently. My ankle was suddenly gripped, making me nearly let out a scream. The broken condenser machine lying on their body began to shake and tremble, their arms straining to lift themselves up. They're attempting to lift themselves up? I was completely stunned. Shaking out the machine stopped after seconds. They looked badly injured, breathing heavily and with great difficulty. Help me first. I just realized I was just standing there in a daze. You're alive! Stop moving. Let me help. I struggled to move the heavy machine aside, being careful to avoid causing more harm. Are you still conscious? It's okay. I looked down to the machine parts on the ground, its broken sharp edges still stained with blood and bits of flesh. I tried not to look at their grim wound. At least they're still alive. That made me cool down a little. I shifted my gaze back to the phone screen. I'll get you an ambulance. Just stay still. That won't be necessary. Well, what do you mean unnecessary? Oh no, he's hot! I shook. Are you lost? Yeah, I am. I want to get out of here, but don't move yet. Let me call you an ambulance. They took a deep breath. The ambulance can't really reach here. Let's get out first. Oh, that's right. I don't even know how to tell the paramedics where we are at now. The situation remains worrying. What should I do? I don't know the way. Just follow me. After saying that, they turned unsteadily and headed into the alley. There's no other way. I'm quickly picking up the things that have fallen on the ground and followed their steps. In the end, I still had to follow this injured one to find my way out. The blood on them was still flowing alarmingly, but its condition seemed to be improving at a visible rate. However, I knew that surviving such a heavy impact was nothing short of a miracle. Could it be pushing themselves too hard? Hey, once we get out, I'll call you an ambulance, okay? Regeneration. I'll be fine soon. What? Literally? You mean you've got some ability to cure your injuries? Yeah, that's pretty much it. It will probably be healed when we reach the exit. I was relieved. Thank the goddess it was an ability like that. Made the situation not terrible at all. Do you live in this district? Is your family with you? Let me help you get in touch with them. I'm by myself. Sorry. So, if you have anything you need from me... Yeah? What's wrong? Crap. Wait. It seemed like, looking at the thing on my hand, I shifted my gaze to my hands. It's a cage, which was left by them, and I brought with me. A cage! Thank you. They reached out to take the cage, but I moved my hand behind my back. It's okay. I'll keep it for you. You should take care of yourself first. No. Give it to me. Give it back. Okay. Duh. They muttered when holding the cage. I felt kinda stunned. I looked down at the cage, observing that it was lined with several layers of soft towels. Aside from the dirt it had picked up from falling on the ground earlier, everything looked brand new. I suddenly understood something. This guy was the one meowing just now. Wait, are you catching cats? Their breathing, which had just calmed down not long ago, became heavy and labored again. Are you alright? Only I can't really hear you. Hey, my dude! It needs me! It needs. They seem to be acting abnormal. Chill, you can take care of it. Control panic rising out of me, trying to comfort. I start panicking, trying to comfort them. I know you're worried about them, but you can relax first. Can you take a deep breath? I'm so lucky they understood what I said, and apparently I helped them take more breaths. They finally calmed down a little. Thank you. It held its head and staggered again. The blood on them had already dried, clinging to their skin. Should we take it slow or take a break for a while? It's okay. I'm feeling a lot better now. Sorry, I wasn't sober just now. I was just a little too worried. All I did was, I was just scared by their strange reaction. But it's not unreasonable. Sometimes all they need is just a little space and understanding. Then they can sort themselves out, especially someone who has just been hit hard on the head by a falling object. I'm just glad you're okay. Do you mind telling me what happened? Sure. You guessed it right. I was looking for a cat. It got injured, and quite seriously at that. Leaving it untreated would definitely lead to an infection, and I didn't catch it last time. Oh, I wanted to adopt it. I've also made appointments at the hospital for things like deworming, vaccinations, and a full physical checkup for the cat. Although, most stray animals can manage to take care of themselves just fine, but recently, this area, things have suddenly appeared a lot. To be honest, I was very worried, so thank you very much. Sorry for complaining so much to you. They put away their worried tone and gave me a symbolic smile. It's okay. I know how you feel. Hope you can find it soon, and it'll be alright. You're not from here, are you? No, I'm not. It's better not to come to these alleys if you've got no special reason. These buildings are very old. Not many people live here. Stray animals have almost taken over this area. While most of them tend to avoid people, there are some exceptions. In short, it's not very safe. Then what about the Stray Animal Agency? I remembered there was an organization like that. I told them about the situation, but it still takes time for them to solve this. Well, how about, we talk about it while walking? I nodded. They look like they got better. We maintained a friendly atmosphere as we chat, so talking to someone with face covered in blood felt a bit peculiar. It's not a bad feeling. The path around me started to feel familiar, and we got to the exit. Finally! I saw the bright street again. A wave of heat hits me, and I felt the outside temperature once more. The chill of the alley faded from my body. It felt like time had started flowing again, and I was reconnected to the world, no longer just surrounded by crumbling walls and hollow echoes. I let out a deep breath. A sense of security returned, and I relaxed, my tension easing. Oh. In the light, he looked so wretched. Are you okay right now? Yeah, I'm almost fine. I tried to assess the extent of the injury, but it was nearly impossible to determine the wound's condition just by staring at such a large pool of blood, both physically and mentally. Really, I feel a lot better now. They seemed to want to prove that they had recovered well, even hopping a couple of times. I hadn't expected it to be so lively after healing, which made its explanation much more credible. Regeneration, huh? What a convenient and powerful ability. By the way, your suit, shirt, and the time right now. If I had to guess, you're probably an employee at some company, right? How did you end up in that alley? Did I guess wrong? Nah, you're not wrong, but it's a bit embarrassing, so I'd rather not go into detail. Got it. Still, after everything that just happened, I'm feeling a bit dazed. Even though accidents happen to others or around me all the time, I've grown somewhat numb to it. When something this extraordinary actually happens to me, it feels completely different. Should I still go to work? I must make sure if they're fine or not. My job is much more important. Oh, okay, hang on. I would not choose to go to work, but I'm so curious about what happens. I'm so sorry. When I was lost in thought, they suddenly became very stiff. Maybe they realized they were being conspicuous in public like this. They glanced around, perhaps considering which way to go without drawing too much attention to themselves. I looked at their blood-stained jacket and looked around, just as a clothing store opened its doors a short distance away. I pulled them towards the clothing store. Wait! When I walked into the clothing store, the clerk was surprised by us. But it didn't matter. I still got a new coat of pretty good quality despite the other person's excuses and objections. The clerk quickly recovered from her state of surprise to a business smile and handed us some tissues. Pretty good service. Oh, wow, you look dapper. Thank you. I'm the one who was supposed to say that. It's quite inexpensive than the cost of saving my life or medical treatment. What should I call you? Jan. What about you? I'm Lion. Nice to meet you. They smiled and nodded. I watched him, and although we had just cleaned up the blood with tissues in the store, it didn't work well enough. The blood is still a little coagulated, and some of it remained stubbornly on their face. But at least a change of coat made their blood less conspicuous, and they looked much better overall. Even though it's refusing any form of payment since the beginning, I really need to give something in return to ease my conscience. After spending so much time in the workplace dealing with those fake, smirking hypocrites, this kind of unexpected kindness has left me feeling almost unsettled. Once I think about those guys, the thought of trouble at work makes my insides irritable again. You seem to be a bit troubled. I think you might still have a job to do? I looked up at the people in front of me, surprised at the ease at which they saw the cause of my annoyance, and feeling a little sorry for them at the same time. You're right. I still have a few things to do at work. Sorry. I still haven't thanked you properly yet. It's alright, my friend. It's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, then, goodbye! I let out a sigh of relief and mentally rejoiced that I had met such a friendly person, then organized my briefcase and got ready to leave. Hey, Lion! I turned back again at the sound and saw them still standing there. What's wrong? Following its gesture, I reached up and realized my collar was folded at an unnatural angle. They smiled softly at me. Sometimes I feel like life is too much to handle, and I often doubt the choices I make. But today, I'm glad my decision was able to help you. Thank you. It feels worth it. Hope things go well for you at work. I felt a warm flush on my neck, probably from embarrassment, and adjusted my collar to smooth it back into place. I'm really grateful to you. We waved goodbye. And I'm back here again. Goddamn. Let's skip ahead. We're back in the alley again. What a fateful encounter. Who's there? Oh no, it's you. A figure emerges from the darkness. I was shocked. The tips of my ears burned, not because of anything else, but because of what I saw. She stood out vividly in the darkness, her white dress catching the moonlight like a delicate veil. Even in the crumbling alley, it fluttered gently, yet nothing could overshadow her purity and beauty. She looked at me worriedly. Sorry, did I scare you? No, it's okay. I haven't met you before. You don't live around here, do you? What happened? Why are you hiding here? I turned my head to the mouth of the alley. The flashes of light and gunshots outside spoke volumes. Oh, what bad luck. I know that! She smiled softly and reached out to pat my head. The sudden gesture made me flinch, and I almost pulled away, but her touch was gentle, calming, and it stopped me from retreating. You've been through a lot, haven't you? Don't be afraid. Her kind smile eased my nerves, and I felt myself relax a little. So what now? I know another exit if you're willing to trust me. You want to follow me? My heart wavered. Suddenly a loud crash exploded outside the alley and my temples throbbed. Yeah! A few more rounds were fired at the car where I just ducked, and sparks flew in all directions. I'm pretty sure this is where I die again. The scales in my heart quickly tipped in favor of this gentle and beautiful woman amidst the sound of gunfire. I'll trouble you then. We were walking down an alley, and the road was practically pitch black. I looked up, and not only was there not a single ray of light in the windows on the building, it was even more hollow and dark. Looks like it's really nearly deserted in here. My eyes drifted back to the woman in front of me. The pairing of a shabby alley at night and an unusually pretty beauty still made me feel a little marvelous, and I tried to strike up a conversation with her. Are you a resident of this neighborhood? Pretty much, but I only came to the city 2 weeks ago, and I was lucky enough to find the perfect place. You mean here? Yeah, don't let the rundown look fool you. What makes this place great is how quiet and secluded it is. No one to disturb me. My work requires a peaceful environment. What kind of job requires an environment like this? A reclusive writer? A designer in need of inspiration? I started constructing possible professions that might fit her in my mind, but I couldn't figure out... Butterfly? Huh? It's calling me. That's a strange nickname. There's a garbage bag in front of you. Be careful. Thank you. I put away my doubts. It's better to focus on avoiding danger right now. We walked carefully in the darkness, and along the way she carefully warned me where there were obstacles and uneven surfaces to prevent me from tripping in the darkness. I felt a little bit shy somehow. Do you remember what I said, Butterfly? What? Everything is arranged by fate, just like how we met today. You talk about my bad luck today? I let out an awkward laugh. I've always had my doubts about the word fate. Surely not. Fate isn't just a random number. You were destined to be here. We got to a place where there was a light and finally got a good look around. What is this place? I tensed up and took a step back. I thought you said you were going to the other entrance. Sorry, dear. I didn't mean to scare you. I just have something to say to you before we get out. What? That it might be strange, but ever since I first saw you this morning. Ever since I first... Lion? A somewhat familiar voice came through the darkness, interrupting our conversation. Jan! Huh? Lion, it's really you. They changed into a clean set of clothes, but it didn't seem to be in high spirits. What happened to you? Did you come across the street, shoot out too? You look really pale. Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry about me. What about you? I'm fine, but why are you still here? Hey, you just left me hanging when we ran into each other. How rude. Elaine, those things out there. Is that you? Elaine? I glanced at the woman. They know each other? What are you talking about, Moth? I want to care for you as much as Butterfly. What's wrong? You don't look very well. Answer my question. Is it how your attitude is like when talking with your esteemed teacher? Is that how you talk with Butterfly? Under her gaze, I became nervous. The current situation is a bit strange, not only because of her sudden change in attitude, but also because Jan doesn't seem to be in a good state. Darling, since we last met has been far too long that you already forgot basic manners. It's not very polite to call my name directly. Aunt. What? You're so distant. She cooed, but the sense of pressure in her tone only intensified. Auntie. Good. It seems you haven't forgotten the rules completely. That's making a fool of ourselves. She shifted her gaze back to me and smiled, but felt completely different from before. It's okay. You can call my name directly. I'm Elaine. What's your name, honey? Lion. Nice to meet you. My sleeve was tugged. Lion, come with me. I'll take you out. Please. I'm a bit confused. Jan looks uneasy. There's even a hint of pleading in their tone. Fine. I turned to look at Elaine. This time, she didn't have any particular reaction. Bye, Elaine! Farewell, Butterfly. She waved at me with a smile. So, I think it's too sudden, but Jan did give me more time to stay, then took me out. I haven't thought Jan will walk with me along this alleyway again. We moved in silence the whole way. I watched his back, tried to figure out how to bring up the questions weighing on my mind. Do you two know each other? I didn't expect Jan would speak before me. You mean Elaine? I just met her by chance, but it's unexpected that you're relatives. I don't know why, but I seem to hear them sigh. Sorry, the question's a bit abrupt. I hope she didn't cause you any trouble. Well, does she treat you well? I think. Elaine is pretty nice. It's not bad. Made me feel a bit strange. She's pretty nice. Well, she's kind. She took me to a safe place, so I think she's nice. What happened? You look like you have some conflict with her. No. In fact, I have some conceptual differences with her. I understand. Listening to your conversation, you haven't seen each other for a long time. Maybe you could try to communicate more? Of course, that depends on you. Ah, well. They stopped in its tracks. I was about to say something, but found that we were once again standing in the entrance of the alley. The moonlight shone on the familiar street, and it was unexpectedly quiet around. It seems that those gangsters have left here, but the air is still filled with the smell of gunpowder. I looked at the alley from which we had just emerged. Sorry, I have something to deal with. Can you handle it yourself? It's already really close to my house, so it's fine. Be careful. You too, but I still have doubts about many things. I know. If there's a chance next time, I'll explain everything to you. We exchanged contact information, then once again plunged into the alley from which we had just emerged. I watched their figure disappear into the darkness, then took a deep breath. I'd better hurry home. So, going with Jan seems to be the better choice here. As soon as I got home, I locked the door behind me, turned around, leaned against it, and took a deep breath to calm the panic inside. Upon entering the bedroom, my body uncontrollably collapsed onto the bed. I've experienced way too much. I'm too tired to move one bit. Why? Everything feels so strange. I tried to make sense of what happened, but my brain is completely overloaded, unable to think, and I can't even complain about anything. I just felt my eyelids were so heavy, and I was very sleepy. Did we make it through the night? Did we? Oh, that's the end of the prologue. God damn. Okay, I think I might pick that ending to, continue off my route if we, come back for another episode of this game. But for now, I want to see what happens if we try to make sure that they're fine first. I want to make sure that they're really okay. Now's not the time to think about work. But as thoughts of work creep in, a wave of frustration washed over me. Come on, I almost died just now. If I'm still thinking about work at a time like this, I must be out of my mind. What on earth is worth that much effort? Whatever. All I want to do right now is to rest properly. That said, I still sent a quick message to my boss to explain the situation. I didn't even bother waiting for a reply, just tossed my phone into my bag. They suddenly seemed a bit self-conscious, perhaps realizing how conspicuous they look in a public setting like this. I stepped forward and took their hand. I know there's a pharmacy nearby. Let's go check it out. Even if everything's fine, we can still clean up a bit. It hesitated for a couple seconds, but eventually nodded in agreement. I led it across the street, ignoring the curious or alarmed glances from passers-by. When we reached the pharmacy, it waited outside while I went in to buy some alcohol and wet wipes. Afterwards, we found a quiet spot to sit down together. Aw, they're cute. I pulled out the alcohol and cleaning supplies from the bag, and just to be safe, I also bought some wound treatment medication. Yeah? I thought you have things to do. What? Nothing. Just... If anyone else had come across you in this situation, they'd have wanted to help too. I'm just doing what anyone would. So you don't have to do all this for me. I raised an eyebrow, puzzled. Even if you say that, I am not planning to just walk away that easily. You just saved my life. While this may be a small effort for you, it is really important to me. Is it? Of course it is. I understand. You can call me Jan. I forgot to introduce myself. Oh god, how impolite. I'm Lion. Thanks for saving me. Lion. The corners of their mouth curled upwards as they slowly repeated my name, deep in thought. It was clear that it was in a good mood, which made me even more curious about its expression. I tore open the packet of wet wipes, unfolded one, and laid it flat on my hand. I looked up again, and this time, our eyes seemed to meet. Do something. Clean the bloodstain for them. Ah! I leaned forward, reaching out with the wet wipe to brush aside its hair. Don't move. Let me clean it for you. I used the wet wipe to clean away the congealed blood and clots from their face. Their body temperature seemed unusually high, so much so that I could feel their warmth seeping through the wet wipe on my fingers. After several wet wipes were stained with blood, I finally saw their face clearly. I imagined their face in my mind. But after that thousands of images, the face eventually emerged in my sight. It's just an ordinary appearance, but it's kind of reassuring. You drew blood. Were you that hurt? You could only talk when we were in that alley. It's nothing. Honestly, I'm sorry as well for making you scared. They smiled at me, but with a slight furrow in its brows, the expression carrying a hint of bitterness. They looked very guilty. I don't mind that. Actually, it feels good. Good? Oh god, I want to comfort them, but I just can't find the right words. What I mean is, even though you scare me at the time, I think it's fine. And now that the misunderstanding has been cleared up, I'm just really glad that you're so kind. So, of course, not just because you saved me. A wave of shame spread across my face, as if I had just been infected by their body heat. This warmth traveled from my palms to my ears, making me feel flushed. I started rambling, trying to express my gratitude, but ended up spouting a bunch of nonsense that even I couldn't make sense of. Hello! Hi! They leaned forward, and our distance suddenly closed. Then they raised their hand and moved it closer to my face. What are they gonna do? Don't move. I felt my collar being adjusted slightly, and with their movement, something around the front of my neck suddenly loosened. It dawned on me that my collar hadn't been properly arranged earlier, but I had grown accustomed to the discomfort around my neck, which was why I hadn't noticed it until now. When they withdrew their hand, I started breathing again. I looked into their face and realized they were staring at me with narrowed eyes as well. They leaned back with laughter, and we resumed our normal distance. Hey, you. I was teased by this guy, which changed my opinion of them slightly. I laughed, pretending that I'm angry. Oh, someone's holding a grudge, huh? I didn't mean to scare you, but was that funny? See my silly face? They slightly pursed their lips, but their eyes still squinted with a smile. Absolutely not. It's alright. I already know your heart. Thank you. I'm just thinking. You're so vivid. Looking at you makes me feel alive too. Yeah, to myself, I don't know what's so special about me. I'm almost just a working dead. You might find me vivid, but perhaps it's because you're the vivid one, so you see others in the same way. Huh. That's quite something. Huh? If you keep talking like that, I might just fall for you. The hell? I couldn't help but laugh again, giving it a light push. It's as if we were friends who met too late, chatting about all sorts of topics. We took some time to clean up the blood and tidy our clothes, each of us fixing our appearances. Hey, you look a lot better now. They finally looked not as terrible as minutes ago. There's still a little bit of blood that's hard to clean up, but it probably won't draw too much attention to them. If we continue wandering around the streets like we did, it won't be too long before the police might get a report, and I don't want to be at a police station. They took off their bloody coat and folded them up, and now everything seemed to be alright, but I still felt that something was missing. Is there anything else I can do for you? They raised an eyebrow and locked eyes with me again. My dear, you've done way too much. I appreciate it. At least let me give you something in return. Surely you need some compensation, right? The eyebrows raised even higher, a look of utter disbelief on their face. Are you serious? Of course I am. I reached into my bag and fished out my wallet, contemplating the maximum amount of compensation I could afford to pay. Can I pay by credit? Wait, no, I don't want your money. What's wrong? Even money can be a sincere gesture. Are you one of those people who hates money? No, money is of course important, but perhaps you could repay me in some other way. You mean the clock? They took a booklet and a pen from the inside of their jacket, wrote something on it for a while, then handed it to me. The booklet is small, with a beautifully printed sculpture on the front cover, a stamping process made into a font. Seems like it's a promotional book for a sculpture exhibition, and a series of phone numbers left in greased pencil at the bottom of the front cover. A sculpture exhibition? They nodded, looking at me with a sort of expectant gaze. If you're willing. Sure. Straightforward. I like that. You can call me by my phone whenever you want. So... It got up and patted the dust on its pants and looked around the street. Oh, we've been here for so long. You still have things to take care of, don't you? Yeah, but I'm sure we'll meet again. Then I'll see you. After saying goodbye to me, Jan quickly disappeared into the building. I also got up and headed in the direction of home. I'm walking through the street, relaxing my spirit and staring at things around me. Staring at the buildings shone by the sun. Staring at passers-by in the street. Staring at the never-changing ice cream model displayed in the dessert shop's window. God, it feels so So good. I'd probably be crazy or anything or whatever. Anyway, on Monday morning, I went through a whole series of mishaps, and I even ended up skipping work, which ruined my perfect attendance record that I maintained for half a month. But I don't feel down. Not at all. Instead, the feeling of comfort and release spread it from my brain to everywhere. Everything. The troubles I'm struggling with, the annoying coworker, my anxious insides, all of these things don't mean anything to me now. And it's all because I'm still alive. It's great being so. My eyes wandered over the commonplace sights of the streets. But the more I see them, the happier I am. It's hard for me to not bounce while walking like a child to my apartment. And then I remember my neighbor's a piece of shit. Oh, never mind. Hello? I called my boss. He sounded really busy and just gave a quick response and hung up the phone. Seems like I had some good luck sparing me from the guy scolding. Looks like I've got an extra break, but it won't be that easy tomorrow. Whatever. Drawing the curtains closed, I relaxed my body into the bed and felt the security of being wrapped in the soft covers. Perhaps it was the thrilling experience this morning, but a wave of exhaustion washed over me, and I could hardly move, but just laid back and dazed. What's everything of today on Earth? I'm reminded of that weird fortune-telling program. Was everything by chance, or... But how? Was that even a TV program? But my experience was exactly so. My mind drifted back to that narrow alley. That nervous feeling still lingered. That made me recall them again. I recreated the sculpture exhibition brochure in my mind, recalling the vague phone number. What's that? A date invitation? I'm gonna take a nap. I drifted off to sleep. Anyway, that was the prologue for Depraved Colors. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And being so for real here, I have no idea how I'm going to continue this goddamn series. There's so many different routes to take. There's either just going with Elaine, finding out about Elaine and Jan, or just Jan. Okay? And I'm so curious to see how exactly is this project gonna continue from here on out, because it seems interesting. It's got an interesting premise, and why was it so normal that Jan is apparently able to regenerate? That is such a weird detail. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.